So you've got that amazing 3% mortgage rate, right? It feels like you hit the financial jackpot. But what if I told you it might actually be a trap? Today, we're going to break down a concept economists call golden handcuffs and figure out if it's maybe time for you to break free.
All right, let's just get right to it. The big question is this: is that amazing, prized low interest rate secretly holding you back? Literally millions of homeowners out there, the answer is a pretty shocking and potentially very costly yes.
And this brings us to the core idea here, the golden handcuffs. It's this incredibly powerful lock-in effect. You feel so financially tied to that low monthly payment that you start passing up huge life opportunities. Maybe you despise your commute, or your family is bursting at the seams and you need more space, but you don't move. You just stay put, basically a prisoner to that magical 3% rate.
So what's the real cost of just staying put? I'll tell you, it's a whole lot more than what you see on your mortgage statement every month. It's those hidden costs. That's where the real trouble is hiding.
Okay, let's kick things off with the math that makes almost everyone just freeze in their tracks. It's the simple and honestly kind of shocking calculation you do when you even think about buying a new place in today's market.
And wow, look at this. This is what we call payment shock, and the scale of it is just wild. So check it out. On your old home, you've got a $400,000 loan at 3%. Your payment's around $1,680 a month. Totally manageable, right? But then you want that modest upgrade to a $500,000 home, but now the rate is 7%. Well, your payment doesn't just creep up, it doubles. We're talking over $3,300 a month. You only borrowed an extra $100,000, but your monthly payment just explodes. It's no wonder people feel completely stuck.
But here's the crazy part. That payment shock, that's not even the most expensive piece of the puzzle, not by a long shot. The biggest hidden cost has to do with something called labor mobility, or to put it more simply, your career. And this right here just lays it all out perfectly. You might be staying in your house thinking, hey, I'm saving about $15,000 a year compared to a new mortgage, and that feels smart. But what if a dream job opens up in another city and it comes with a $30,000 raise? Suddenly, by staying put, you're not saving money. You're actively choosing to lose money. It's the classic case of stepping over dollars to pick up pennies. You're sacrificing your single biggest wealth-building asset, your career, all to protect a liability.
And then there's this other trap, which is just as sneaky: the equity illusion. Look, I'm sure a lot of you have watched your home's value just shoot through the roof. On paper, you might have hundreds of thousands of dollars in equity. You feel rich, right? But here's the thing. That equity is just a number on a screen. You can't take it to the grocery store. You can't invest it. You can't really do anything with it. It's completely trapped inside the walls of your house.
So let's actually put a price tag on that trapped capital. Let's say you've got $300,000 in equity just sitting there doing nothing. If you were to sell and just park that money in a simple high-yield savings account at 5%, you'd be making an extra $15,000 a year in passive income. That really makes you stop and ask a pretty tough question, doesn't it? Is the money I'm saving on my mortgage interest really worth more than the money I'm losing out on by not investing it? Okay, so you're feeling the squeeze. You feel those golden handcuffs closing in. So what do? Well, the good news is you are not stuck. There are ways out. Let's talk about some strategies to get your freedom back.
Now, here's a really powerful idea for you. What if you didn't have to sell that amazing low-rate mortgage at all? What if, instead of getting rid of it, you could put it to work for you? You could literally turn it into a business partner, a cash-flowing machine.
This strategy is called rent vesting, and it's actually pretty simple when you break it down. Step 1, you move out. Step 2, you rent your home out to a tenant. And because your mortgage payment is so incredibly low, the rent you can charge on the open market is almost certainly way higher. Now, let's be real. Becoming a landlord isn't a walk in the park. You got to find good tenants, deal with repairs, all that stuff. But the financial logic here is solid. So step 3, you take that extra cash you're making every month, the profit, and you use it to help pay for your own rent in your new city. Bam, you've got the freedom to move for that job, for that better life, whatever it is. Let's make this super concrete. Imagine your mortgage is, say, $1,700 a month, but you can easily rent the place out for $2,500. That's an extra $800 a month in positive cash flow, just straight into your pocket. That money can go towards your new rent, making your move so much more affordable. And get this, all the while, your tenant is paying down your mortgage for you, and your house is hopefully still going up in value. You get to keep your amazing asset and get your freedom back. It's kind of the best of both worlds.
Okay, so how in the world do you decide what's right for your situation? Well, it actually boils down to a pretty simple formula. Let's walk through the exact decision-making tool you can use to figure this all out. All right, here it is. It's basically three key questions you need to ask yourself. First up is the spread. Can you rent your house out for a lot more than you pay on the mortgage? We're talking a decent chunk of change, like $500 or more a month. If the answer is yes, then you should seriously consider rent vesting. Okay, next up, the career cap. If you move for that new job, will your pay raise, your take-home pay raise, be bigger than your new higher housing costs? If it is, then moving is probably a great financial decision. And finally, the equity ROI, or return on investment. If you sold, could you take all that equity, invest it, and earn more money than you're currently saving on interest? If the math checks out there, selling starts to look like a really smart move. But look, it's really important to remember that this isn't just a math problem. This quote really hits the nail on the head. Financial optimization is not everything. If your current house is stressing you out, maybe it's too small, maybe the commute is just soul-crushing, or you're too far from family, then selling isn't just a financial transaction. It's buying you peace, and you absolutely cannot put a 3% interest rate on your mental health. And that really gets to the heart of it all, doesn't it? The numbers are one thing, but how all of this fits into your actual life, that's what really matters. So here's the bottom line. A low-rate mortgage is a fantastic financial tool. It's an asset, but it's supposed to serve you, not the other way around. It should never, ever be the one calling the shots on your biggest life decisions. So I'll leave you with this one last question to really think about. Take a good, honest look at your situation and ask yourself this. Is my house serving my life, or am I serving my house? Is my life built around my goals, or is it built around my mortgage payment? I think you'll find the answer tells you everything you need to know.